Welcome to Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, prescribed by Dr. Harrison. All right, so this past weekend, a good friend of mine, he's become a good friend of mine. I coach one of his kids. I've coached his older kid in football, and now I have his youngest boy I'm coaching. They offered up their lake house on Lake Arrowhead for the family to go use. Now, he's been telling me for the last 3 years, come on out, use the lake house. And I was like, I don't really know. That might be a conflict of interest. I wasn't really sure if there was an ulterior motive. I didn't know the guy yet. But as I got to know him more and more, he's just a real nice, genuine, kind dude. He appreciates what I do for his kids as a coach, and he appreciates just me being there for his boys. So the last time I saw him was at a silent auction for our booster club for football night. And he was like, you got to use the lake house. Stop being stupid. Don't be stubborn. Use it. And we were like, okay, let's see if this is for real. So I reached out to him over the weekend and I was like, hey, can we use it? He said, sure, pick one of these dates and then we'll drop off the keys. We'll let you go and you can have it for the weekend. So we picked up, I think it was July 20th to like the 22nd. It was like a Friday through a Sunday. And sure enough, he stayed in communication. He dropped off the keys. He gave me like kind of the directions of all the different stuff in the house, the things that are around the town, what things to leave. Feel free to grab anything out of the fridge. Just gave us free range of the house and all the toys they had to use at the lake. And we drove up there. It only took us an hour and 15 minutes, which was great to just have this hidden oasis right by the city. And I got to tell you, we've been out of the country, only Mexico, Cancun and Cabo with the boys. We've been to a few different places like Vegas and some other little spots. This little spot, an hour and 15 minutes away, was the best damn vacation we've ever had as a family. Hands down. And it made me think about, why that was. Because it wasn't just the fact that, we were in Lake Arrowhead. It wasn't specifically because it was that location. Right, because you might say, well, isn't Cabo or where the hell is the other place we went? Cancun better than that? I mean, you're leaving the country, beautiful waters, all that type of stuff. Well, Cabo sucked. Cancun, we hit during hurricane season, so we stayed in the hotel the whole time. But around Sunday afternoon, I was sitting out on their deck having a cigarette, and I was just thinking to myself, like, why is this vacation so awesome? What is it about it that made it so great? And if you got kids, or if you've got friends or anything else, there's two things that I realized really make a good vacation: space and activities. We're a family of 5. There's 3 boys. We don't live in a big ass mansion, right? We've got a 2-bedroom home, right? The boys share one room. It's 3 of them because they're still young enough to do so. But in this place, there were 5 bedrooms. 3 out of the 5 had bunk beds in them. 4 out of the 5. Was it 5 bedrooms? No, 4 bedrooms. And 3 out of the 4 bedrooms had bunk beds in them. Multiple bunk beds in them. And it was upstairs, downstairs. There's a huge backyard. The front yard was in a cul-de-sac so they could take their bikes out and play. They had so much space. Nobody was trampling over each other. No one was fighting for space. Everyone felt comfortable. I mean, hell, you could disappear in the house and no one would know where you were. We got to do all kind of stuff. And that was the other thing I was talking about, right? Besides the space was the activities. We went down. The kids and my wife had never kayaked before. We went down. They got to kayak on the lake. We swam in the lake, which was crazy difficult because of the elevation and the thin air. That was tough. But we swam in the lake. They got to ride their bikes out in the cul-de-sac, and my youngest had his little Power Wheel Jeep, and he was driving that around in a circle. What else? We took like their Nerf guns and water guns, and in the house, we basically played every man for themselves, mercenary attacking each other, where we were just going around shooting, and if you got shot, you had to go back to your home base, like laser tag without the lasers. We went into the town, we checked out the shops. We went on some trails. We hung out at the little beach area. I mean, we had all kinds of fun. The kids were able to go out back and throw the ball around and play. And I'll tell you what, having 3 boys, they fight all the time, right? But having 3 boys with space and a ton of activities, not once did we have an argument, a fight, anyone get hit, anyone start crying. The only time there was a little bit of a scuffle was because the oldest one kept shooting the Nerf gun when the game was already over. But we nipped that in the bud real fast. Hell, I even memorialized the trip and just that whole moment of being family by going and get a tattoo on my hand or finger. Another one that I got, a family, just because I've always wanted that tattoo and I've wanted it on my hand. I love hand tattoos. And this just seemed like a perfect time. Everything worked out. And all we had was space and activity, which makes me think we really need to start going camping more, right? Because in camping, all you got is space. There's just a ton of fucking space everywhere. And you can come up with all kind of activities and go whitewater rafting, kayaking, rock climbing, whatever it may be. And the boys are getting old enough to be able to do some of that stuff. So a big thank you. I don't want to put his name out there because I don't know if he wants people to know that I used the lake house or that he offered it to me. But huge thank you to you, sir. You know exactly who you are. My family greatly appreciates it. We had the best vacation ever. If there's anything we can ever do to show love back to you, don't you ever hesitate to ask. Always got your back. And again, if you're going anywhere, whether it's friends, family, whatever the case may be, sitting on the beach doing nothing might not be the best vacation. If you're just focused on getting some space and activities, you might have the greatest time of your life. That's Doc's Daily Dose for Dads. Don't forget to hashtag Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, hashtag 4D, all social media at rebirthbx. Check out the audio version on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Google Play Music. You can go to the website, rebirthbx.com. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube, Doc's Daily Dose for Dads. I'll get back to you all tomorrow.